Um, can we have a moment and talk about the fact what it actually does to your brain, to your general mindset when you begin to understand patriarchy, racism, discrimination, oppression, white privilege, etc. Can we have a moment and talk about that? Because look, I was never that ignorant to racism that I was like, it doesn't exist. But I was surely that ignorant that I would be like, oh, everybody can be racist, right? Because I was raised in a predominantly white society as a white child, and I was told that racism is an opinion that only right-wing people have, right? Now, I'm going to be 34 this year, and if I tell you, understanding racism, understanding sexism, and my stand as a woman in society has literally altered my brain, I'm not fucking joking. Like, I'm not joking. If I'm outside, sometimes I feel like it is I feel like a fucking dog. Like somebody looks at my kids, I'm like, fucking try me, bitch. I will eat you alive right now. Because I already expect the worst to happen. Because from experience, that's what happened. My kids have been assaulted in public in my presence by white people. I've seen women, I have been assaulted by men in public. And it was just enabled by other men. So it affected the way I see white people. I shouldn't have said affected because it affects. It affects the way I see white people, the way I see our society, um, our educational system, the way I see myself, the way I see myself as a person and as a mother, as a friend, as a sister, as an auntie. It affects every bit of my life. And now imagine, this is just the realization, right? This is just me understanding what other people go through. Now imagine you are on the receiving side of oppression. And it's not that you learn about it by people telling you about their living realities. You experience it from the moment you take your first breath. And if I tell you, I sit here and I will tell you, genuinely speaking, understanding these things, listening to Black people, indigenous people, people of color, has altered my brain and has changed the way I see the world. Now imagine experiencing it. Imagine as a Black person experiencing it every single day of your life. Imagine as a woman experiencing oppression from men every single day of your life. Imagine as a member of the LGBTQIA plus community experiencing homophobia, transphobia, every other oppression form that comes around with your sexuality, not being heterosexual, every moment of your life. Do you know what that does to your mental health? And then what keeps me so angry and enraged, oh, is the fact that there are people benefiting from the oppression of women, from the oppression of Black people, from the oppression of generally people of color, that are just living in ignorance because they are privileged enough to do so. If I tell you, when there are a million and one instances I could give you, the way understanding the oppression has affected my view on the world. And I'm still holding an enormous amount of privilege as a white woman in this society. Still, I've gotten a glimpse of what it feels like to be oppressed for everything you are. So I'm not, I will say it with my chest, I fucking hate men. I will say it with my whole chest till the day I die. I fucking hate men. Not because I hate them on an individual level. I hate them for their silence, for them enabling their co-workers, brothers, cousins, fathers, uncles, buddies, their friends, and even random strangers. I hate them for their silence because I was assaulted by men on countless instances of my life. The first time that I can remember, now that I'm aware of it, that I know it was an assault, was when I was just 8 years old. And it was enabled by men around it. And you want me to tell you and sit down and be like, not all men. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck your father. Fuck your brother. Fuck every other man in your life. Fuck you. If you don't speak up, against our oppression, fuck you, go to hell. If you're white and you don't acknowledge your privilege and you don't speak up against the oppression of people, say fuck you, go to hell. Fuck you from the bottom of my heart. Like, not only does it enrage me on a personal level, it enrages me because I'm human. And if you've once been oppressed, assaulted, treated less than because of who you are, you can never look back. Can never look back. It has affected the way I see the world in such a disgusting way that I don't even know where to start. And then people want to be personal and be like, yeah, don't you have sons? Okay. So fucking what? I have sons and they are going to be raised with the knowledge I have. They are going to be better than you, your father, your grandfather, and everybody that came from your bloodline will ever be. Because I have understood. And with me, it ends with me. It ends not only generationally, it ends with me. Because my sons will never be a threat on a personal level. They will hold their male privilege, but they will make use of it because they will grow with the awareness I had to gain in my late 20s. And that's a very powerful thing, just in case you don't know. Just the same way my daughters are being raised with the knowledge of what it means to be a woman and that they will never take shit from nobody in this world, especially not from a man. Because men could never, y'all could never, y'all made us believe over generations that we are less than because you are generally and inherently insecure of your abilities. You know you came from us. You know you were given the chance to breathe and nurtured by us. So you're insecure because you feel you needed to create a system of power to let us know we are not all that. We are all that and even more. And we will take back that power gradually. We've stopped messing with you all long ago. We stopped taking the bare minimum long ago. Long ago. And our children, they will be the nightmares that you are afraid of, that wakes you up sweating at night. Both the boys and the girls, they will be your worst nightmare. They will be one day, with our knowledge, is being born a bloodline that will end the patriarchy along the line. And that's the one that gives me peace at night.